Hi, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Global Beats with Mr. Tolley. If you didn't get a chance to see my intro video, I'm Mr. Tolley, and I'm a music teacher in Spokane, where I utilize a philosophy of education known as decolonizing. Now, I don't want to spend a lot of time in this video talking about that. If you want to learn more, you can always contact me, or you can watch my intro video. But suffice it to say that one of the main goals of decolonizing is to learn music in a way that is respectful of and honors the knowledges, methodologies, and styles of the culture that you're learning it from. So we're going to start off with a song called Abebe. Abebe is a song written by George Telek Mamua. He goes by Telek typically, who is a member of the Tolai tribe of Papua New Guinea. He is a native speaker of the language Tanatatuna, which most linguists call Kwanua, but which the Tolai people call Tanatatuna. He also speaks a language called Tokpisin, which is kind of like a New Guinean version of Pidgin. He's a champion of the Tolai language and culture and music, and he's a member of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire. He has performed for a long time with many different groups, including the Moab String Band, which is who he performed Abebe with. I chose this song particularly for several reasons. One is that is a very well-known and respected song. I was lucky enough when back in 2023 to travel to the Marshall Islands, where I got the chance to learn about Marshallese culture. And while I was there, I went to a school called the Co-op School and met a man named Mr. Leo. Now, Mr. Leo is originally from Papua New Guinea, and I was playing through this song, and he immediately recognized that song and got very excited and actually asked to borrow my uke to play it. So this song has this deep history and is just very well known. It is also, in terms of a performance song, a little bit of an easier one to perform. The lyrics are very repetitive, and even though they're in this Tanatatuna or Kwaneuan language, they're not super difficult for students to grasp, even if they don't speak that language. And the chord structure itself is actually pretty straightforward and can be easy to utilize, which you'll see a little bit of when I play it later. And finally, I decided to do this song because a lot of us as elementary music teachers have the Quaver curriculum. And if you happen to be one of those, this song's in the Quaver curriculum. It's a good song to utilize for that reason, but I do have to mention that Quaver does get a few things off in their description of this song. First of all, they do not attribute this song to Telek. They list it as a traditional Tolai song with an unknown author. I've sent emails asking them to take a look at this, so hopefully that'll be changed. But from everything I can see and everything I know, this song was written by a man named Telek. They also get a little bit of the context of the Tolai people off, so I wanted to give you some of that context today. That is, in fact, actually the main purpose of this channel, is to provide you with not just songs, but the context, the culture, the history, the language, all the things you need to perform this in a way that celebrates and honors the languages and culture and community of the people that you are representing. Okay, so a little bit of the context. Papua New Guinea itself is an island nation located north of Australia, kind of sharing part of its island with Indonesia. You can see a map of it right there. It has, in its land mass, it has a vast variety of diversity. There are over 1,000 different ethnic groups within Papua New Guinea itself. There's 840 plus languages spoken in the area. The Tolai people happen to come from an area known as Gazelle Peninsula, which is in the kind of northeastern corner of Papua New Guinea. The Tolai have this word that they use to kind of describe themselves, kind of describe their land, kind of describe a lot of things, which is Gunantuna, which it literally translates to as true people. So I don't really know if that, and I couldn't find the answer to that, if this is a name for themselves, a name for where they're from, both. If you know, please do let me know. In fact, if I'm getting things wrong, please let me know. A part of this is the conversations that we all can learn and grow together. Uh, Papua New Guinea itself, 95% of these ethnic groups within Papua New Guinea are classified as Melanesian. So Melanesia is an area of the Pacific Ocean that was settled by Austronesians. There's three primary areas. You have Melanesia, Micronesia, and Polynesia. And just to kind of quick go through this history, I could talk about this for hours. In fact, I've written a paper about it, which you can find linked in the comments. The Austronesians left from Taiwan thousands of years ago and set off into the Pacific and actually into the Indian Ocean, all the way over to Madagascar, where they settled. But they would sail out from Taiwan. They sailed kind of south, easterly. They went up for a little bit of Micronesia, but really started settling into Melanesia in places like Papua New Guinea, the Solomon Islands, things like that. After they landed there, that first wave, the Austronesian people, also called Lapita navigators in this case, traveled north into western Micronesia to Palau and Guam and the Northern Marianas Islands. And then they went up north and east into eastern Micronesia, into Yap and Kiribati and the Marshall Islands. And they ended up in like Fiji area into Samoa, and then they kind of just stopped for like 1,000 years. It's called the Great Pause. In fact, if you've seen the movie Moana, the movie Moana is based on a fanciful, made-up version of one idea of why they might have paused and why they might have started sailing again. But they stayed for about 1,000 years. And then from the Society Islands, which are just to the east of Samoa, they branched out and went to the rest of the Pacific Island, going all the way up to Hawaii, down east into Rapa Nui, commonly known as Easter Island, and down south into Aotearoa, commonly known as New Zealand. In fact, here's a map of the Pacific right there again. So, Melanesian people are the oldest group of these Austronesian navigators, and their languages are very diverse. They're what are known as mutually unintelligible, which means you can't speak one and really understand the other. So that takes us to the lyrics of this song. So I'm going to go through the song. I'm going to sing it to you without any of the repeats, without any of the form, just so you can hear it sung. And I'm going to put a transliteration down at the bottom of the page. Now, if you want more detailed information on how to sing this or speak the words or to get that melody line, you can join me on my Patreon. I'll talk way more about that later. But for now, I'm just going to kind of go through it nice and slow. So the song is O Rau Abebe Muter Pukailo Maratalunye dir Abebe wa pelan e. So that's the first kind of section of the song. The B section of the song is real quick, I'm going to sing this in falsetto because that is how Telek sings it in the recordings I've heard, which you can listen to below in the comments. I'm going to sing it in falsetto. I don't have the best falsetto in the world, but Telek did it in falsetto, so I'm going to do it in falsetto. Later on when I sing the whole song, I probably won't, and I'll explain more later. But here is the B section. Ake manara valian murpukai lalir Abebe wa pelan e. Right up there on my break. So those are the lyrics to this song. And basically it translates to that first section is two butterflies representing spirits of my ancestors, or just two butterflies, fly over me, the magic man. And then that middle section, Akemana, it says they fly to the beach and over the sea so far away I can't see them anymore. So that takes us to the chords. And the song can be played in a couple of ways. My students this time requested that we do it in a lullaby kind of format. So we're going to be singing ours in a lullaby. And so I'm just going to play through the A section and the B section with the strumming pattern. So you can kind of hear it and see what it sounds like. So that's that basic strumming pattern. Chord progression rise, it goes from C to F to a G, 7 sus 4. Middle section has kind of a weird way it changes kind of in the middle, but you'll see that when I sing the song. I did create a plucking pattern for this because I like plucking, and I think it's fun. It's not extremely complicated. It's one that students could learn. The strumming pattern is definitely one they could learn, but the plucking is just... I will say, if you're going to use the plucking pattern, you can't play a standard F because you get a same note problem. So you kind of need to play a F with that C finger still down. Right. I'll also say, though, if you just keep that down, you can keep it down through the whole song. So it's actually not a terrible way to teach it if you're trying to teach students. Telek himself, you can hear it in the link below. I really encourage you to listen to Telek's version of this. He does kind of a bouncy. So while we're doing this kind of lullaby version of it, Telek makes it kind of this chill kind of hang song. Both are great. My students wanted the lullaby version, so that's what we're doing this year. All right, so the song itself, I referenced the structure a little bit. You have an A section, that's that O Ra Ra Abebe. The B section, Ake Mana Ra Valian. It goes in what is pretty standard Oceanic form, which is AABAA or AABCCB, in which you have verse, chorus, effectively, and you sing the verse twice. In this case, you have verse, chorus, verse. And so you have the A section, which you sing twice. Then you have the chorus section. Then you have the A section, which you sing twice again. How you play it really depends on how you want to do it. But you've really been waiting to hear the song. So here it is. I will play it kind of swapping back and forth between the pluck and the strum pattern. I'll do strum, pluck. I'll pluck the B section. It's important. You'll see why as I play. And then I'll go into pluck and strum. So I'll start with the strum, though. So here is Abebe by Telek. Oh, ra ra be bai mute pukailo maratlunye die Abebe wa pelan ai Mute pukailo maratlunye die Abebe wa pelan ai Ake manara valian Mupukailalie Abebe wa pelan ai Oh ra ra be bai mute pukailo maratlunye Abebe wa pelan ai Oh ra ra be bai mute pukailo maratlunye Abebe wa pelan ai is Abebe by Telek, at least the version I use. So, if you plan on using this song, I encourage you to kind of do a little bit of what I'm doing, which is something known as reciprocity. Now, reciprocity is the idea of giving back for what you've been given. I've granted you knowledge, which was knowledge that was granted to me through research and through other people. And since this is not my knowledge, it's really important that I share out that knowledge and I make recompense for that. This is one of the acts of reciprocity for me, doing these videos, making sure people understand the actual context and history. An easy means of reciprocity is to support Telek. Telek is still alive. Buy his albums. Don't listen to them on Spotify. Buy the actual album itself if you can. Additionally, if you would like a kind of easy way to engage in reciprocity, you can support my Patreon page. Now, my Patreon page is exactly that. It is a Patreon page, which means it is supporting quite a few things. But one of the things it is specifically supporting is the people that I have gotten songs from. My plan is to donate 90% of the music that comes through the Patreon. That means that a portion of everything that I make off of Patreon subscriptions or purchases of things will go back into the communities that I am studying and I am talking to you about. Very specifically, 90%. 90% of all the money that comes from the Patreon will be donated back. Now, 80% of that will go to some organization that supports whatever community we are studying every month. So, for instance, this month, my plan is to donate the money to the National Mask and Warwagira Festival in Papua New Guinea, which is a festival that celebrates not just the Tolai people, but also the, sorry, one second, I'm pulling up the details because I forgot them. There it is. The Tolai, the Baning, and the Pomio people of Papua New Guinea. It is a festival that celebrates their culture, that gives them a chance to talk and to celebrate who they are. I plan on donating 80% of my donation money. So I'm 90% is going, 80% of that 90% is going to go to this festival to help celebrate and to help them continue this celebration. Now, if I can't make that donation there, I will let you know through my Patreon. You can be a free account there to get information where that money's going, but it will be going back into the Tolai community. And if I can't get it directly back to them, it'll be going to organizations that help build up and celebrate Melanesian, Micronesian, and Polynesian people across the world. 20% of that big donation that I'm going to do is going to go back into my classroom programs. We do a lot of performances, a lot of music. We perform in ways that are decolonizing. We perform in ways that are culturally responsive. And we tend to perform with instruments that require a lot of upkeep, like ukulele and drums and marimbas. Because of that, I need to kind of support that community so that I can keep doing these things because I don't have to fundraise as much. And they can keep supporting and celebrating communities. Now, 10% of the money from the Patreon does come back to me, but that is specifically to cover my cost. It does cost money to do these things. It takes time and research. It takes resources. I had to buy certain equipment and things to be able to make these videos as good as I could make them. But please do check out my Patreon. You can find the link again below. Become a free member at the very least so that you can know and follow along. Sorry if there was a bit of an image jump there. My son walked in and I had to answer a question for him. So you can go to my Patreon page, as I was saying, and you can become a free member. That's a great way to know what's happening. You'll be able to find out when I'm posting videos, what my next project is going to be as a free user, and you'll be able to access all the videos on YouTube. But if you want early access, about a week ahead of what everyone else will get, then you need to go into kind of my tier levels of support. That way we are supporting the people who the music is coming from as much as we can. Additionally, you'll see that I wasn't super big on details about how to sing the song and how to play the song. I tried to give you enough to use this, but I wanted to save some kind of that deep tutorial videos as a benefit for people who choose to support. So there will be tutorial videos on how to pluck through the song, on how to do the fingerings, on how to transition this into different keys, on my strumming pattern, on Telek's more bouncy strumming pattern, on how to sing it. There will be pronunciation videos that I will do. I can even go all the way up to sing-alongs that you can use for your kids to practice at home, or you can just get the audio from to use in performances if you want. And then finally, I have the ability for you to contact me there to request. If there's a specific culture that you are looking for, information that you need, you can request and I will try to get one of those videos made. In any way, you are welcome to communicate with me. Comment below here on YouTube. Contact me through my Patreon. Get a hold of me in any way you can to ask questions, and I will do my best to answer them. I do want to mention that if you are wanting more direct support for yourself or your program, I am interested in spreading what I can. So I'm available for PDs, I'm available for trainings if you are looking for that and you just want the outside support. Either way, thank you for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this first video. Let people know. Please subscribe below. Please go to my Patreon, and I'll see you all next month.